Sarvam AI has released Sarvam M. So this is an hybrid Indic large language model. So what they've done over here is that they've taken a Mistral small model and they have actually did a post training and inference optimization to create a cutting edge hybrid reasoning model specialized for Indic languages. So they have this detailed blog where they talk about how they did supervised fine tuning, reinforcement learning with verifiable rewards, and inference optimization for this particular model. So what they did was that they took an Mistral small model, which is a 24 billion Apache 2.0 license model, and they did post training for Indian languages. The resultant model, which they are calling as Sarvam M, M stands for Mistral, it improves the base model's performance with large relative increases. So, on top of the base model, they had 20% average improvement on Indian language benchmarks, 21.6% on math benchmarks, and a 17.6% on programming benchmarks. So, in the gains, so their gains in tasks in the intersectionality of Indian languages and math are even higher. They claim an 86% improvement in Romanized Indian language GSM 8K benchmark. What they're saying is in most benchmarks, Sarvam M outperforms Llama 4 Scout, is comparable to large denser models like Llama 3.370 billion and like Gemma 327 billion, which are pre-trained on significantly more tokens. Further details are present in this blog. In this video, basically, I want to try out this particular model in their playground. I want to compare it with ChatGPT. So their model is available on Hugging Face for you to download and try out. There has been some controversy regarding some people criticizing what is the use of this model, only 1K downloads over here. So let's try it out before judging anything, right? So I went to their playground and I wanted to try out a Hindi query. I'll then try out a Kannada query as well, right? And then I also want to try out some other fun statements. I'll come to that. So first thing I did over here was that I asked a Hindi query, मानसून के मौसम में कर्नाटका में कौन सी जगह घूमने के लिए अच्छी है? My Hindi is not that great, so to read this it is really going to be difficult for me. I can copy the response which has been generated in Hindi over here into their text to speech, a playground over here, and I can choose an Indian female voice, language is Hindi, and I can generate audio. Now let's listen to the output audio.
मानसून के मौसम में कर्नाटक में घूमने के लिए कई मनोरम स्थल हैं जो प्राकृतिक सुंदरता, हरे भरे परिदृश्य और जीवंत जलप्रपातों से भरपूर होते हैं। यहाँ कुछ प्रमुख जगहों का विवरण दिया गया है। कोडागु, कूर्ग। विशेषताएं: कर्नाटक का स्कॉटलैंड कहे जाने वाले कोडागु में मानसून के दौरान हरियाली और झरने चरम पर होते हैं। प्रमुख
Okay, so this, if you listen to the audio, you can see that it's generated a good response over here. You can see that it makes use of localized Hindi words. Now I pasted the same thing in ChatGPT. Okay, मानसून के मौसम में कर्नाटक में कौन सी जगह घूमने के लिए अच्छी है? Should have been Karnataka over here, not Karnataka. Okay, and this was the response which was generated. Let's listen to the response over here.
मानसून के मौसम जून से सितंबर में कर्नाटक की प्राकृतिक सुंदरता और हरियाली अपने चरम पर होती है। इस समय कुछ जगहें बहुत खूबसूरत लगती हैं और घूमने के लिए बेहतरीन होती हैं। नीचे मानसून में घूमने के लिए कर्नाटक की कुछ बेहतरीन जगहें दी गई।
You can see the clear accent difference, right? That's because ChatGPT doesn't have a proper, this is the default thing which I ran over here. So the voice selection and the accent issues there. But I find Sarvam's, text to speech really good over here. And the choice of words which have been used in this response is much better than what is present in ChatGPT. So I wanted to try in Kannada. Okay. I wanted to ask the same query over here. This literally translates to ಮಳೆಗಾಲದಲ್ಲಿ ಕರ್ನಾಟಕದ ಯಾವ ಸ್ಥಳಗಳಿಗೆ ಪ್ರಯಾಣಿಸಲು ಒಳ್ಳೆಯದು. Okay, so it literally translates to which are the good places to travel during monsoon in Karnataka, and ChatGPT has given a response in Kannada over here. And if I were to play the text, it sounds like this.
ಮಳೆಗಾಲದಲ್ಲಿ ಜೂನ್ನಿಂದ ಕರ್ನಾಟಕವು ತನ್ನ ಪ್ರಕೃತಿ ಸೌಂದರ್ಯದಿಂದ ಭರ್ಜರಿ ಆಗಿರುತ್ತದೆ. ಹಸಿರು ಪರ್ವತಗಳು, ಜಲಪಾತಗಳು, ಜಲಾಶಯಗಳು.
This is even more horrible than Hindi, the audio which has been generated over here, right? So I have asked the same question over here about, which are the good places to visit in Karnataka during monsoon. I asked it in Kannada over here, and it has given me the response over here, right? Now we can copy this response in its text to speech, and we can convert it to Kannada speech. So that is what I have done over here. I've chosen voice as a lady, and language is Kannada, and I pasted that Kannada text over here. Now let's listen to the Kannada audio.
ಮಳೆಗಾಲದಲ್ಲಿ ಕರ್ನಾಟಕದ ಹಲವು ಸ್ಥಳಗಳು ಪ್ರವಾಸಿಗರಿಗೆ ವಿಶೇಷ ಆಕರ್ಷಣೆಯಾಗುತ್ತವೆ. ಇಲ್ಲಿ ಕೆಲವು ಪ್ರಮುಖ ತಾಣಗಳು: 1. ಕೊಡಗು, ಕೂರ್ಗ್, ಕಾಫಿ ತೋಟಗಳು, ಜಲಪಾತಗಳು ಮತ್ತು ಹಸಿರು ಹೊದಿಕೆಯ ಬೆಟ್ಟಗಳು ಮಳೆಗಾಲದಲ್ಲಿ.
So again, if I were to look at this response and the response which has been generated by ChatGPT, I find this to be really localized response, right? The Sarvam's response is really localized. The kind of words which are used are more localized versus ChatGPT, and their text to speech is excellent over here. It produces natural speech in Kannada language over here. So this was one task which I tried out with Sarvam. So the difference I am seeing between Sarvam versus ChatGPT is more localization of words. The kind of response it gives back is quite natural in the native languages. So I wanted to try out another statement in a local language, Tulu, which is spoken in the coastal areas of Karnataka. So the statement is like Inchina Mara Epala Barsha, which means that why is it always raining, right? So I gave that particular term over here to ChatGPT to just see what its interpretation is. I gave it to Sarvam. So Sarvam says that this question might be in a mix of languages or possibly a typo. Could you rephrase your query? It is saying that it could be English or Telugu, right? Barsha means rain in Telugu, Enchinamare name or a term, so it's not able to do it. Whereas ChatGPT kind of says that, this is a phrase in regional Indian language, possibly dialect of Marathi or Kannada with some informal slang tone. This is actually Tulu, which is different from Marathi or Kannada. Yes, there are some words in Tulu which is shared with Kannada, but it's a totally different language, right? And the rough interpretation is, man, it is really raining hard this time. This Maraya word is available in Kannada as well, right? But Inchina, Epala, Barsha is not really available in these languages. So here it gives a rough interpretation, man, it's really raining hard this time, dude, look at rain this time. So which is not right. It's about like, oh, why is it always raining, right? So both the models kind of fail. So this is another challenge which you will see in your languages which are minority, which are spoken, right? Unless these languages have enough, there is enough training material on these languages, whatever AI solutions you develop, they will not be able to interpret in that particular languages. Okay, but Sarvam M is a good step towards an Indic LLM. Okay, so in this particular blog, they explain more about how they have done supervised fine-tuning, reinforcement learning with verifiable rewards and inference optimizations. You can check out this blog to understand more about this particular model, what were some innovations they did, right? So in my opinion, this is a good first step by Sarvam, and what they are saying is that they are building a sovereign AI ecosystem in India, and they plan to have regular model drops and share detailed technical findings. So this kind of technical findings and these model releases would inspire others in the AI ecosystem in India to innovate, to learn from what they are disclosing over here and improve on that, right? So, and come up with better Indic LLMs for local use cases. This was a short video on Sarvamyam. Hopefully this video is useful to you. If you would like to cover me on the technical details of this particular model, please put it in the comments. Let me see if I can make another video on Sarvamyam's technical details. See you in another video.